Hey guys, thank you for bearing with us through those technical difficulties. And so we are going to get Raven right back in here. Just give me a second. I think she's gonna request to join. But anyway, we were getting into how to pair nutrients and how to make choices, especially when you are on a budget, how to pair foods that will give you the maximum nutrition output. So I will wait just a little bit. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can send her a message. See if you're able to go live now together. Maybe I did it wrong. All right. Well, we are going to wait patiently and see if she's able to join us in the next couple of seconds. And then um, I would say that I'm going to edit this, but I probably won't. um, yeah. So let's see. There we go. Try this again.
We're back.
Yes. So you were getting into the how to match foods and purchase foods, especially if you're just average person.
Yes. So I would definitely just say when it comes to your produce or your veggies, pick maybe two veggies that you absolutely love, and whether it be broccoli, green beans, and play around with different. There's so many different variety of ways that you can prepare that, and playing around with herbs. So thyme, pasta seasoning, oregano, um, just different variations of it. Boil, roasted, um, garlic butter. I use ghee, which is really the clarified butter. It kind of takes a lot of the lactose out of it. So if you have that issue, but just making it as simple as possible, because there is such a variety. If you overwhelm yourself in the beginning, you're gonna fall off a lot quicker, because it's like, oh my god, it's too much. I mean, that's with anything, with working out, with anything you're trying new. It's baby step. It's like you said, the doing the work, doing the micro changes every day, it does have that ripple effect because you get used to it. So I would say just to start off basic, broccoli is a good one. You get a lot of fiber. Spinach is also really good. A lot of iron. You're getting your B vitamins, so that definitely helps. Garlic is like the perfect. I mean, I know, the smell or whatever, but garlic is such a great tool to use to not only add flavor, but it has so many anti-inflammatory, just so many different health elements that can actually help you. So that's like when you really are healing through food, because so many other cultures, even our own, like African, if we go back, like they use a lot of herbs and garlic, and the food is so flavorful. It's not super salt filled. And then you notice that you're not getting as sick, and you're not even doing anything that drastically different. You're just using fresh onions, garlic, herbs in your food, and it's having those micro effects with those big impacts on your day-to-day life. You're not catching as many colds, you're not feeling as sluggish, you're not having as much inflammation and mucus, your bones and things. Turmeric is another really good one, because even cooking with fresh turmeric or grinding it, or sorry, grating it, it helps with an anti-inflammatory. So if you're struggling with, any type of inflammatory disorder, which so many of us are, if we really think about it, autoimmune, turmeric is such a great tool to have, because more than likely you're already using garlic in your, pepper in your food. So if you match that turmeric with the pepper, it is making it more bioavailable. It's actually getting into your bloodstream, and those little things you don't think it would make a difference, but over years, over months, it truly does impact your health and your kids' health, your husband's health, and everyone is just healthier, and everyone's still enjoying the food, and it's really what, $2 extra. Like it's not a big thing that you're doing, but it makes a big impact.
So before we go on, I just want to make sure that everyone's on the same page. I understand what bioavailability is. Could you break that down for someone
Yeah.
like, what is bioavailability? What does that
So that's another thing that I'm super obsessed about too. I know we nerded out about this a few weeks ago, but bioavailability is pretty much in a nutshell means the ability for the foods to actually, once they're broken down, get into your bloodstream and have a therapeutic effect. Meaning, if you have vitamin D, everyone knows, especially with melanated people, that a lot of us are vitamin D deficient, because the way our skin, it blocks off the rays, and so we need extra vitamin D. But so a lot of the vitamin D that you would buy at the store, it may say 1,000 or 5,000 IU's, which is a common dosage amount. But if it doesn't have a bioavailability, which is like a lipidated form, which means that they took the vitamin and they scientifically or engineered it so that it will actually get into your bloodstream. The odds of that normal 5,000 IU pill, after your body digests it, you're probably only getting about, I don't know, 15 to 20. Like, it's that minuscule. Same with turmeric. Turmeric, when you're eating it, it's easier. Like, your body is processing it the way it is supposed to. So it knows how to break it down and take in the nutrients. But when you're supplementing it, because it's not artificial, but because it's in a supplement form, it's in a capsule or a tablet, it doesn't break it down the same way. And so you're not getting as many nutrients. So when you're, certain things will enhance the bioavailability. So with turmeric, it's a good example of black pepper or pepperin enhances turmeric, so that your body, let's say it's 1,000 milligrams of turmeric, whether it's in edible form or supplements, mixing it with that black pepper you're going to get about 500 milligrams of it. Whereas if you don't mix it with the black pepper, you'll maybe get 100 or 50. It's very complicated. And again, like, it's a lot to take in, but I think starting off on
But
your,
it's simple though, right? Because when you're speaking about this, the first thing that comes to mind is when we tell postpartum families they need to eat farming food. Some of the herbs and spices that we're recommending are pretty much the same as we're talking about. Cayenne, garlic, turmeric, your curries, the onions. Like,
yeah.
it creates an environment with hot tea, warm soup. There is an environment that's created in the blood to help the body heal more.
Exactly. Those are healing foods, and people eat. Again, we know this, because when people get sick, they're like, oh, eat some chicken soup or someone, and it's more so. I think it's just having that connection with. It's so empowering when it truly clicks that I can heal myself, and a lot of things, a lot of ailments I can heal. It's not overnight, but over time with what I put into my body. So that, yes, like you said, those warming foods, they don't just make you feel good because you're feeling sluggish and they're nice and warm. They're literally healing you. Like they are quite literally helping you, and not just healing you for your current ailment, but they're setting you up. They're setting your body up for in the future when you're running into a high stress environment or potentially sick. they're priming your body so that you're able to combat it better in the future. And so the effects aren't going to be as negative. So again, a lot of people who I know who are on their journey of healthy eating and healing food as well, they notice that, oh, I barely get colds anymore, and then when I do, it lasts for a day or so, because your body has all the proper tools to fight. That's the way your body is supposed to do it. Like, you're
Yeah.
supposed to, yes, you're going to get sick, but when you do, bounce right back, because you gave all your bodies the tools to fight for you. Your body wants to fight for you. It wants to protect you from any bacteria and viruses. You just have to set it up in the right, environment, so that it can fight for you.
Yeah. So this is going to have to be a second live this question, but I guess I'll ask you, do you think it's important to eat according to like your ancestral foods?
Yes.
And
Yes.
I ask this because like we're so Western. We have the Chipotle's, um, the juice bars, and we have everyone's. But for us, our people, I rarely see uh, restaurants, places feed us our ancestral food. How important is that to eat as close? I don't mean so, but how important is it for us to eat the foods that sustained ancestors?
It's actually very important. And I went to hear someone speak called Michael Twitty. He's from the DMV. He has a new book out, but it's called The Cooking Gene. He that's his whole ministry. Is He's a chef, but he also is a historian. He's really big on Black people not only knowing what tribe you come from, what country you come from, your ancestors, but then matching as close as possible the foods from your ancestors to what you are implementing in your day-to-day life now. And I'm almost through the book, and it's so fascinating. Like, it's like I want to I want to like research even more if I had the time, and because just hearing it from his perspective and doing the research that I've done on it, where all of our bodies, it's primed a certain way. Just even something as simple as the vitamin D, and why we are deficient in certain things. Sometimes it's environment, but then sometimes it's just the way our bodies respond to environmental factors as well. And so our ancestors ate things in their environment that would help them, be the most optimal that they can be. And because our environment now in America is drastically different than where our ancestors came from, the facts are we probably are eating drastically different than what we should have, and that's why we're having a lot of these issues too. So there's so many things at play. Like, there's the epigenetics, there's the food deserts, there's just us not eating the way our ancestors did. And again, it can, when you think of it as a whole, you're like, oh my gosh, like, it's so much. But it's the small things that you can do. And just, I think the first biggest step is just understanding the connection. A lot of times, I think all people, especially in Western societies, all races, don't understand truly the impact of what we put in our body and how it affects us. Like that, there's a disconnect with that, because we don't have to go pick our own berries, and we don't have to go slaughter our own meat. So there's just like, oh, I can go on DoorDash and get whatever I want, not understanding that we are modulating so many things about our history and our people based upon what we eat. So once you get that connection where it's like, man, I really can control my generation lifespan or health issues, that is the hardest part to like make your brain click. Once you do that, all this other stuff, you can spend the rest of your life, working
Yeah.
out and experimenting. But to answer your question, I do think it's very important, and I'm fascinated by it. I don't know my lineage. I've never done a 23andMe or anything like that. So I'm actually about to go on that path, so then I can start matching things. And I won't say I'll change up my whole dynamic, but a good one that I have done research on is why a lot of Black people are lactose intolerant. And so that's just something you've heard over time, like, oh, I'm lactose intolerant, I'm lactose intolerant. And there's a reason for that, you know, like we aren't used to drinking, you know, milk, like cow's milk normally. Like it's happened obviously in our generation, but if you go back, that wasn't common. So our bodies don't metabolize it and process it. You know, we force ourselves to do it and we're like, oh, I'm just gassy. But that is a reaction. Like even if it's
Yeah.
a small reaction, having gas or having any type of indigestion or something when you're eating something is a reaction to the food. It's you're not breaking out into hives or going to anaphylactic shock, but your body is telling you, I don't like this.
Yeah.
This does not feel good. And I know for me, dairy is a big issue with me, where if I ate a pint of ice cream before bed, I will feel like I was drunk. I wake up the next day just feeling just sluggish, feeling just like wanting to throw up, and all I had was ice cream. My body doesn't process dairy. It just
So you bring up a good point. And, I don't know. I'm hearing a little bit of feedback, but I'll try to speak slow. The connection between nutrition and mental health. I've been reading and doing some research on that recently. Food, mental health, postpartum, it's my jam. Um, but when you talk about us underestimating the importance and the connection of food to all these things in our life, we might talk about gas, we might talk about lactose intolerance, but we're not talking about depression,
yeah.
Anxiety, some other severe mental health challenges, and understanding that, you know, for me, I was definitely a little bit more intense with my children when they were younger. There was no red number 2, no blue number 5, but no yellow number 6 in my house. Like, you know, just
Yeah.
like we're not doing it.
Exactly.
So, you know, super, you know, we all have our own
Yes.
journey, but literally understanding, especially as Black folks, like when we're looking at behavior issues with our young children, when we're looking at just societal behavioral issues in children, no one is like, is it connected to the Takis and the hot Cheetos, or not going to talk about that? And if you could really just touch a little bit on how it's good for us. It's a way for us to take care of our mental health by choosing good nutrition, and the correlations that you found in your studies and in your journey between nutrition and mental health as well. So I'd love for you to touch on that.
Yes, definitely. So that I have a daughter myself, as you know, and I'm the same type of mom where, you know, the first couple of years, everything had to be everything. And because of that, I did notice I have laxed up a little bit, you know, where I'll allow her if we're out to have things, because I don't want to, you know, we do live in this society, so she's gonna be introduced to it. But I definitely practice healthy eating and healthy choices. She knows what it is. But if you go to a party, out you can have the cake, you can have the pizza, you know. But I will say, even it's crazy because yes, I have the education, but seeing the difference if we come back from a birthday party and she had maybe a cupcake and a fruit punch, and you know they had candy too, and she's normally a very mild mannered, you know, real chill type child, and seeing just what the effect of that is, where her personality or her demeanor drastically changes when she has those things. And I don't know if it's because she doesn't have it on a normal basis, so it's like really, you know, it's heightened, but it really truly reinforced that yes, like if you have your child, you know, and this is no shade or anything like that, but there definitely is a correlation to not improper nutrition or not the optimal nutrition, and not even just not optimal nutrition, but the really bad, like the dyes, and like that's your normal day-to-day diet, and behavior, cognition, the development of their brains, their ability to process and react, and like their temperament, boys with testosterone, girls like estrogen, testosterone. There's so many layers of that. It does have an impact on everything. So again, once you go down the rabbit hole, you go down the rabbit hole, but making those choices where, okay, I can't control what my child does when they're at school, and if their friends have a, you know, piece of candy, they're going to eat it. But when I'm home, I truly believe in the 80-20 or even 70-30, as long as it's not, on the other way. When we're home, 70% of it is whole. And it doesn't have to be anything ridiculous. It's literally sometimes just cucumbers, slice up some cucumbers and some ranch, which again, ranch is not the best, but would I prefer my daughter to eat cucumbers and ranch than some Takis? Like, again, like it's all about moderation. And those micro choices are now, if we're out, I'm not forcing her to, like, if we're home, oh, eat a cucumber. She voluntarily, if I've set the cucumbers and ranch out, she's eating it because, of course, does she want the candy? Yes. But if I give her the healthy choice, she knows she has the taste buds. And that's another thing where it's kind of piggybacking on your point earlier. Let's say you didn't do all this when you're pregnant, you're feeling down and out, like, man, I feel like I didn't set them up. You can still modify their palate. Like, change, you can, yes, okay, you now start, now they're 5. Sure, that's still early enough that you can change their taste buds. You can, when you're, I forgot the age where your taste buds really don't start, where your taste buds are kind of like fluid, where I think it's like maybe 12 or 13, where they change so much. That's why kids 1 week will love applesauce and you bring it home the next day like, I don't like it, because it's constantly like evolving. You can change it and make them and show them that these things are okay, so that they will choose to make these healthy decisions when they get older. And in turn, they will take ownership of their health. It'll be normal. It won't be a healthy journey for them. It will be life. This is how I eat, And so it's never too late to start that process. It's never too late to change your family's dynamic, your whole entire families. I've seen now with my families how Thanksgivings have advanced. Our food on Thanksgiving is have comfort food, have healthy food, and to change the dynamic that, like, man, we're really like changing the way our family and everything is going. Like, it's, I don't know, it's just amazing.
But I think it's phenomenal. And I really want to big up our generation because for so many of us, it's been a heavy lift, right?
Yeah.
It's been a heavy lift that has just been by us sticking to our small choices
Yes.
and choosing for ourselves and for our children, like, not gonna be able to do it. Like, I'm gonna stick to this path and I'm not gonna be perfect. I'm gonna fall. Um, might get into some arguments with some grandparents over Mickey D's, but
Yeah.
I'm going to stick to this because it's important to me. And I think, to your point, you were calling them micro choices. It's those micro choices that have like a huge ripple effect over time. My
Yes.
oldest is 19, and I remember, I think she probably had her first piece of candy at 7. Ridiculous. I subsequently have other children, and that was absolutely not their reality. So I don't want y'all to be like, "Oh my God, you did." No, honey, I've gotten very nice, but that was the beginning push of
Yes.
that ripple change in my family, where it was like, "Wait, what? I can't just feed your child anything I feel like." No, you certainly cannot.
Exactly.
And over time, it's like, again, watching those family gatherings change, watching the attitudes change. Hair, I've been on my natural hair journey,
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I don't know, 18 years, no
Yeah.
permanent thing. Have had 4 or 5 sets of locks, and slowly but surely,
Everyone else is same with my, yeah, everyone else. Exactly, it's amazing to see it happen. And so you are 100% correct. Like, this, our generation, we are breaking down barriers. We are, and I give some props to, I guess, social media, just because, like, we're able to have communities like this where even if some of our family members or some of our close friends don't agree, there's, like, you find these subsets of people like, oh man, I'm not the only one that's doing this. Like, they're changing their lives too. And it motivates you to stick the course. And and we all inspire, we motivate each other. And yeah, it's in general, again, like with the micro changes, when you're working out, you want to lose 50 pounds or whatever it is. It's the little basic things you do every day: drinking more water, not drinking soda. It's something so small, or going to sleep on time, things like that. It thinks it's minute, but do that over 3 months and look at your results.
yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing to see us just changing our generation to the point that our children, when they're our age, it's going to be drastically different. It's going to be amazing. Like I actually look forward to that. So like, man, like this next generation, the kids that are 5 through 10 now, they're going to be out here killing it because they're going to know how to not only just diet and food, but like deal with their emotions and regulate and have a healthy homeostasis where they're not in a constant state of just stress and fight or flight. And that's another, like, if we're going back to the science piece, the trauma and the emotion and the diet really plays a role in your fight or flight response. And if you're constantly eating foods that is putting like I had to go cold turkey, no coffee, and I'm about, what am I, it's June, so I'm over 6 months in, no coffee, because for whatever reason, I know, and I'm not, listen, I'm not gonna get on this soapbox because it was hard, but for whatever reason, like I was drinking coffee for years and years, and it always gave me anxiety. It always made me jittery. It always like promoted that. Yes, I was productive. Yes, I was awake, but I had a constant eye twitch, and I was constantly just like, I noticed my mental health was drastically worse. And again, because I know that what I put into my body impacts how I feel, how I'm mental. I did an inventory at the end of the year. What am I don't want to feel this way anymore. So I removed all the physical, the people that are bad. It's not that, I'm happy. What am I eating every day that is making me feel this way? And I had to go through the elimination, and I'm like, it's coffee. And I eliminated coffee, and I'm not saying everyone else do that too. I'm just saying having that personal agency for yourself and having that control so that you can literally do your own inventory checklist. I don't like the fact that I have headaches all the time, or I have this or that. So what am I doing every day that's promoting this? It is something, because when your body is giving you that response, it means it is reacting to something. It is.
Yeah.
You just have to figure out, and not, I would say 8 times out of 10, it's what's in your diet. And not talking stress, if you have a constant issue that you're dealing with, whether it be acne, whether it be, again, I'm not talking cancers or major things like that, because I don't want to get into that, but little minor things, headaches, women with their cramps, menstrual cycle, that's a whole nother conversation on how I kind of healed that. It's your diet that you have to like start eliminating and figuring out that you have control. You do not have to just suffer with cramps every month until you hit menopause, or you don't have to suffer with anxiety, with every time you drink coffee you're twitching. You can control that. Stop drinking it.
Yes. No, listen, I am personally convicted by your newest endeavor, and so I know I haven't. I don't know that it's an anxiety. I just know that I don't feel well. Like I
Yeah.
don't feel as well as I should, and it gives me a false sense of balance in terms of my energy. So I know that caffeine in that regard is preventing me from getting to a healthy balance without it, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to find, but no, so thank you for even sharing that.
But even with
So
that, like green tea. So just one. So I do drink green tea. I drink matcha.
mhm,
And again, like just not every day still. Like I used to do 2 cups of coffee a day type of girl. Not every day, but it gives you that you're drinking your hot tea in the morning. So I think a lot of it is the routine of, oh, wake up, brush my teeth, take a shower. I need my hot beverage. So you have the greens, but green tea has so many antioxidants. It's actually really great for your brain. It's great for Alzheimer's, like prevention and dementia. There's so many studies on the GABA and how that works. So it's like, if I'm gonna have some coffee, I might as well, have the one, or I'm sorry, some caffeine. I might as well
yeah,
have the one that is helping and healing too. And then when you mix that with the L-theanine, again, I'm nerding out again, but talk about, complementary. L-theanine helps get rid of jitters. So they study, it's an herb that you can take either in powder or supplement. And so they've studied that mix with caffeine, green tea, and it shows that you'll have less jitters, you'll have less anxiety, you'll have less of the negative effects of coffee.
I can't hear you. Are you back?
Can you
There
hear
you
me?
go.
Okay,
Yes.
sorry, someone was calling me. But yeah, having constant control over that is
Mhm.
great because I know this a key term is like biohack, but you truly can like biohack your way to great health, or it's by using natural things and herbs and foods. Like you truly can, and it's exciting.
In other ways, especially around like my emotional health, I am a firm believer. Like you can change wherever you are, your emotional health, your physical health, your spiritual health. Like I'm a huge proponent of that. Like we do not have to stay stuck where we are. So
Yeah,
thank you for saying that because I've been taking oh my goodness, MCT oil
yeah,
C8. Baby, that's the
yeah,
thing that's actually making me feel like I can actually quit coffee because I feel amazing. My
yeah,
focus is out of control. And I realize like just that on days where I don't have coffee, I feel so sharp and so like ready that I'm
yeah,
like, I need coffee, but it's the routine now where I'm like, I need my hot cup. And I just started it. Like I used to hate coffee. And just in the last 8 years when I had my son, it was like, oh, oh. Oh, life is crazy.
That's
Okay, I need
listen.
to
I
book.
started drinking. Listen, I never drank coffee until after I had my daughter. I'm telling you, like it was the week after I had her, and you're probably I don't think you're supposed to drink coffee when you're breastfeeding, but I did it, and I'm just like, again, I know that was, but it was enough. Where I'm like, oh, I can't. I'm
I can't
tired.
function. Yeah. So
I'm
no, and it's
exhausted.
real. And that's what like I never want to shame anyone. Like we are all on our path. We
Exactly.
all have choices that we have to make, and I don't want anyone to feel like you have to be all or nothing. You have
No.
to give up and redo everything. It won't last if you take that approach anyway.
Exactly.
um, just
Exactly.
be encouraged on the small tips and the small changes you can make. So I do want to wrap this up. I gotta have you back on to talk about some of
Yeah.
the extra pieces that we went to tonight. But if you could share with people about your business, Farm to Temple, if you are in the DMV area, specifically Maryland,
Yeah.
I would love for them to hear about your company and learn about what you do. So please share with them about.
Yeah, real quick. So we Farm to Temple meal prep and delivery. We have a variety of different meals every week. You order in bulk. Everything is done online, streamlined. It gets updated every Monday. Ordered by Friday, delivered on Sunday, and we specialize again. No carb counting, no calorie counting. We are going to start putting the macronutrients on there because we are growing, and with getting into different spaces, you kind of need that in the food business. However, we believe in using whole scratch made food. I cook it all myself, and me and my team out of a commercial kitchen in Baltimore. Be More, made with pride. And we love it. We deliver on Sunday, $5 flat delivery fee all around Baltimore, Baltimore City, Baltimore County, Anne Arundel, and Howard County. So if you're in the area, definitely check us out. Yeah, check out all our reviews. Everyone loves us. I love us. That's my little my little nugget.
Yes, no,
And
what you're doing is amazing. I'm personally excited. Farm to Temple is one of our newest impact partners in Maryland. So all the food that our postpartum families will be receiving will be from Farm to Temple. And so super honored to be connected and grateful for you supporting us in our mission to make sure that postpartum families have the meal support and mental health support that they need.
yeah,
Um, we gotta everyone needs to be in position. I am a
yeah,
full believer everyone doesn't need to do everything, but we need folks to be in position. And so I'm so grateful for your personal journey and you following the call,
yeah,
becoming curious, getting educated, starting this business, because again, that ripple effect of that choice that you made all those years ago is now something that's going to beautifully impact a city,
yeah.
a state, a nation, a legacy of people establishing those healthy habits. So
Oh,
I
thank you.
appreciate
So you're gonna make me tear up. I just put these lashes on.
it. Go away.
But thank you. So, and your work is I was so in love and like felt so deeply connected with your organization, because again, like although I have this knowledge and yada yada yada, I've been there, you know. I've when I say I've been there, I've been there. I know how it
We know
feels
what there
to,
is, though.
yeah,
We know what
yeah.
there is.
I've been there, so I know how. And now that I'm thankfully blessed to be out of there and to see it, but like you said, like it's the micro steps, so just taking one step. If you don't feel like it matters, but it truly does, because it can truly impact how you view the world, how you view your body, and how you view your children. And um I just love how our community is caring about this and a lot more now. Like I'm absolutely in love with it, because we're taking ownership, we're taking charge, we're not allowing things to just be thrown at us or given anything. So yeah, this is
Absolutely.
great.
So thank you guys for joining us tonight. And for those of you that have stayed with us through our technical difficulties and the whole thing, you can follow us at akionubirthfoundation.org. If you guys did not know, our 1 year anniversary, so it's been 1 year, Raven,
Oh,
June 18th.
congratulations.
Yes, thank you. That is my grandmother's birthday. She passed away in 2020, and that was a micro choice of mine, was just to honor her legacy of loving and feeding and teaching her community. And I launched Akioni Birth Foundation last year on her birthday. So this past Saturday was our 1 year.
Oh, that's
We have been just so blessed to serve our community in this way. So thank you guys for joining us. Come back next Tuesday as we have another expert on. Maybe Raven, we'll see about having you come right back. But if not, I appreciate you guys for joining us this evening. I think you're frozen again, but you guys have an amazing evening, and I'll see you guys soon. Oh, there you are. I didn't, you froze for just a second,
yeah,
so I just need to say goodbye.
all
All
right,
right,
have a
bye.
good one. Thank you so much for having me. All right, bye.
You're welcome. Bye.